I stayed with an Indigenous family in a remote town in Alaska, and I filmed everything, not just tourism, but the genuinely intimate cultural experience, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Enjoy. When you think of Alaska, you probably picture glaciers, mountains, and northern lights. But you probably don't think of the indigenous communities that live here. I've been looking forward to this for almost a year while planning my drive along the Pan American Highway from Alaska to Argentina. My journey to Nome was completely self-funded, and thanks to the generosity of a local indigenous family, I was able to experience Nome far beyond the usual tourist stops. Over 6 days, I joined in exploring the tundra and coastline, participated in communal sharing of indigenous food, sat down for open conversations with an indigenous woman and her mom, visited a local village, and I learned about a way of life that you simply cannot find at primary attractions in Alaska. Sharing this story has been something I've approached with a lot of care. Before publishing, this video was reviewed by members of the local community to make sure that it reflects their voices accurately and respectfully. So come with me on this journey through Nome, not just to see the place, but to hear the stories that live here. Okay, what are we going to do?
We are on a mission to see Nome from above, I think is the goal. We're going to aim for Glacier Creek Road.
You might have to talk louder.
Nervous.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. You just fake it till you make it.
Fake till
you
we
just
make it.
act like you know what you're talking about. No one here is going to know if you don't know what you're talking about.
I actually don't. Is it, Audrey, is it still Glacier Creek Road? Old Glacier Creek Road?
Old Glacier Creek.
Yes. Or we're going to eventually get up to Anvil Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, and also up there is White Alice, which is an old military site, which is also pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We used to spy on Russia with it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
What are we in right now?
We are in a side-by-side, also known as an all-terrain vehicle. Very popular in town. Very, very, very popular in town. So makes ride smoother because the roads that we're going to take are not paved. And the roads we're going to take are not made for normal size vehicles. Yeah.
Sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Awesome.
I suppose I should introduce my host to you. This is Shauntel. She is the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce in Nome and the director of the Visitors Center. We met almost a year ago at an event that connects tourism boards with journalists and creators, and we really connected over our shared passion for people, social justice, and Indigenous communities. Not long after the event, she invited me into her home to experience life in Nome through her family's perspective. And this is JJ. He is a King Islander. I'll include the proper name for his community in the description because I don't want to mispronounce it. His father, Francis, was born and raised on King Island, where families lived for generations until the U.S. government's actions in the mid-20th century forced the community to leave. The closure of the island's school by the Bureau of Indian Affairs in 1958 and lack of support for basic services made it impossible for families to remain, displacing them to Nome and other mainland towns. Although Shauntel and JJ are separated, they co-parent their 2 daughters together. During our initial efforts for me to connect with the Indigenous community, we were truthfully met with resistance. I mean, it makes sense. I'm a white content creator coming to a community that has been and continues to be negatively impacted by the US government. It's sensitive and I fully understand that. JJ, in fact, did not want to get involved either. I'm not sure what changed his mind, maybe our initial meeting or the sincerity in my curiosity to learn, absorb, and listen. I couldn't tell you because I didn't ask. I was just grateful that whatever it was led him to inviting me to their hand-built cabin on tribal land.
We stood in the moonlight, it's something sweet. Let it wash over all of me. With you I form my company. Forever close to the unknown. There's no doubts and no regret. Happy before we get it. Another day to do it all again.
After this intimate quality time and picking blueberries in their backyard with their youngest daughter, I wondered if this time spent together, learning each other, led to JJ wanting to share Indigenous food with me. Foods like maktak, which is whale skin and blubber, and black meat are traditional Indigenous delicacies that you cannot buy in store. Non-native people can only try them if they're generously shared by someone from the community. This was one of my favorite experiences because I had learned about maktak a couple of years ago from an Indigenous creator named Willow. The curiosity about their food was rooted in my curiosity about their culture and history, one I did not learn about in public school in the US. My ultimate desire to travel, whether that was in my Subaru and now a van, has been driven by curiosity and the world outside of the traditions fed to me throughout childhood and expectations into adulthood. The ones where I work my life away and learn nothing about the world. It felt really special to me that he included me in this way.
It's very, very, like a small dog goes a long, long way.
Okay.
It's so cool though, Brie. Like in the winter, I'll eat just a little bit, like this, we'll nibble, and absolutely notice the difference in staying warm. Like noticeably different. It'll be like -20 and I'm like, my body processes differently. It's like amazing, you know, just to see like how different cultures are literally made.
Yeah. The food review and they're like a white person in another country and they're like, they have this over-exaggerated reaction of like disgust toward the other food. Like it's so simple to just say, I don't think that's for me.
Yep.
And move on. I'm gonna
put
this in a video and it's gonna look like you're scolding me.
Stop it. Yeah, it's like no. Eat your Eskimo food right now.
It's gonna be.
I think the ketchup is helpful.
It is good, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
we ran all the way.
I struggle with seafood obviously because of
Starfish.
starfish. So I've been like talking myself up about this.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I can do it. I'm a texture person.
Okay.
So I think initial is like a little hard, but like it's good.
It's not overly seafoody though, right?
No.
Okay. No. Or cell seal, or walrus, or whale, but can do, what is it? Salmon, crab, halibut, right? Yeah, so there's like weird rules about it. I know.
How do they decide what, like,
they update the laws every few years, and then I think they try to get voices from the community, because I have a brochure in the visitor center about this actually, and I feel like they're trying, but there's still that like that limitation between like food and then commercial food and culture. So like it's just like there should be an opportunity to make money, just like salmon industry is, but it should also be protected, just like the reindeer market is.
So like
It's growing. Yeah.
leaving it to the indigenous community to be
leaders.
able to
Yeah.
sell it if they want to.
If they want to, and well, or giving that decision to the leaders of the indigenous communities. Exactly.
And
So
not
I think
the
we're
American government.
exactly.
Another one of my favorite days was driving to one of the most remote hot springs. Along the way, we stopped at Shauntel's friend's house. Her name is Burr. She started a kennel to run tours alongside opening an Airbnb. I'll link it in the description. Genuinely, it was so nice of her to take us on a ride around the neighborhood, and it was so cool to learn about how they have trained the dogs and to see how genuinely excited they get to run. Then we embarked on one of the most beautiful drives I've ever been on with some of the worst road conditions. But here, I'll let you enjoy it all with me.
And so you see what I've been telling you. It's nothing like it seems. It's what I've been telling you. Oh, you'd learn what I mean if you came. But the risk, are you willing to take?
This was one of the worst roads I have ever been on, and I stopped filming because Shauntel was feeling stressed and concerned about our ability to do multiple water crossings. In fact, after we arrived, a group of people got stuck and had to walk about 2 miles in to find someone to help them get out. After taking some downtime, I decided I wanted to explore the property. As I walked around the property, I wondered about ethical tourism here. If the community wanted more people to know about places like Pilgrim Hot Springs, and I was told by several people that they do because they have opened it back up for visitors. And right now it's funded by grants. Pilgrim Hot Springs is significantly important to Indigenous people here for many reasons. It is situated within the traditional lands of the village of Mary's Igloo. For thousands of years, the Inupiaq people have utilized the area for bathing and foraging for medicinal and edible plants, integrating it into their cultural and subsistence practices. The site is considered sacred and holds significant cultural value for the Indigenous communities of this region. It served as a strategic location for seasonal activities, including hunting, fishing, and community gatherings, which all obviously reflect its importance in the Inupiaq way of life. In 1917, the Catholic Diocese of Nome acquired the Pilgrim Hot Springs homestead, leading to the establishment of Our Lady Lourdes Orphanage. This institution housed around 100 children annually, many of whom were orphans from the 1918 flu epidemic. The mission operated until 1941, during which time Indigenous children were often separated from their families and communities, leading to significant cultural disruption. So even now, as I share this with you, with permission and encouragement, I feel compelled to remind you that if you visit, please leave no trace and remember that this land is sacred.
One step as I take it sweeps me away beneath
reflection I am. I feel every part as I am. A seed in your garden I am.
There are 20 federally recognized indigenous villages in the Bering Strait region, 16 of which are inhabited. JJ wanted to take me to several villages in one day, so we started with visiting Teller, which is about 72 miles away from Nome, but the drive is longer in time due to rough road conditions. Today, Teller has a population of around 300 people and largely operates on a subsistence economy of hunting, fishing, seal and beluga harvest, reindeer herding, and gathering. On the way there, I realized how challenging it is for this community to access other resources, especially since the road to Nome is only usable for part of the year. After visiting Teller, we ended up losing a tire because the road conditions are so terrible that the lug nuts just came off. This experience really emphasized to me how much these communities truly rely on subsistence and their community.
We both walk a thinner line of fuse and spark. We could blow at any time with love and scars. We're both carrying baggage. We both got fire in our veins. Will we dance in the wreckage, or will we dig our grave? I ain't gonna be your good Prince Charming, knight in shining white. I ain't gonna be your little darling, no, baby, I'm gonna be your dynamite.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be your dynamite. I'm not fragile like a flower, more like a bomb. You don't seem to fear that power. I've loved it all along. We both walked through the fire. We both grew bold in the flames. Now we could dance in the embers, or we could seal our fate. Oh, you ain't gonna be my good Prince Charming, knight in shining white. You ain't gonna be my little darling, no, baby, I'm gonna be your dynamite. I'm gonna be your dynamite. I ain't gonna be your good Prince Charming, and I ain't gonna be your little darling. I'm gonna be your dynamite. I'm gonna be your dynamite.
While I've shared some incredible views and experiences with you, I must admit that there were a lot of tears during my visit. During an initial conversation with a woman named Gail who is Coeric mute, which means a person from Coeric or Igloo, colloquially known as Mary's Igloo, we had a tough conversation and one I did not film. She happily agreed to meet me later in the week to sit down and film a conversation. She even got her mom to join, which was such an honor to have both of them there. While Gail was born and raised in Oregon until middle school age, her and her mother moved to Nome to be close to family after her father passed away. That's how she grew up learning their culture and traditions from her mother's parents. There were two things that she said to me during our initial conversation that really struck a chord. One of them was that it's really easy to forget Indigenous people, and something her grandmother Edna said to her before she passed away in 2024. One of the last things she said to Gail was to make sure that their family wouldn't be forgotten. Today, Gail spearheads keeping Inupiaq traditions, history, and languages alive. On top of working a full-time job, she also teaches classes and hosts a social media account sharing an Inupiaq word of the day. I learned of the tragedies of Indigenous women who were sterilized against their will in attempts to prevent the Indigenous community from reproducing. I learned that children were often forcibly taken from their families and communities, that in the 1800s the government and church groups ran Indian boarding schools with the goal to assimilate Native children into Western Euro-American culture. They were forbidden to speak their native languages, practice their cultures, or wear traditional clothing. Many experienced abuse, neglect, forced labor, and cultural erasure. One of the schools in Pennsylvania even had a motto, "Kill the Indian, save the man." They're not Indian, they are Indigenous. I asked Gail to share a few things with me that she wants people to remember or learn about the Inupiaq people. Inupiaq are Indigenous and are still here. They are resilient and thriving, their language is not dead, and that while our world has changed dramatically in the last 100 to 150 years, things are still changing and impacting their communities, even as recent as her mother's generation. The legacy that Gail hopes to leave behind is creating an Inupiaq dictionary app in the Seward Peninsula dialect. She also wants to write an intro to Inupiaq book and written dictionary in the same dialect. I lived in Alaska for 3 years in my early 20s and came back for 3 months while beginning the Pan American Highway. I've also taken a cruise, and it has stood out to me recently how much Indigenous culture is shared only as history and not as though Indigenous people still live here, that they do still exist. My goal in sharing this video and experience with you is to not only highlight tourism here, but to use my platform to share their voices. My hope is that I continue to learn and that you leave this eager to learn about the world and the people who inhabit it.